Next on our agenda are meeting minutes. We need a motion for.
I will make a motion. I've read the minutes and I'm going to make a motion that we approve them.
Second.
Well, Mike, motion for approval of minutes, John.
I'm sorry. From 2/12.
Yep, and Sue second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Agenda?
On the agenda, I'd like to make some comments about April 25th. I think we need a motion. There may be some expense involved with that. I don't think we have a motion to commemorate that day.
Just leave it up. Yeah.
Should I leave it? Sorry.
Yeah.
On that cleanup day, I need a motion on the books.
All right, so under admin, number 1 is going to be, or number 2 will be April 25th cleanup. We'll do number 3. I'd like to add under admin, which will be recycling. And number 4 under admin will be goals. Is there any other additions to the
Goals?
goals? Department heads have any changes? So we need to add under executive session, number 1. I don't have the sheet in front of me. Can you hold that, Craig? This will be for discipline.
We just need it before we get into that.
Yeah. To discuss potential discipline.
This for the fire department.
Of admin, of public
Well,
employee.
it's a, yeah, discipline of a public employee.
Any other additions? We need a motion.
I will make the motion for the amended agenda. Include number 2, April 25th. Recycling, number 3, 4, number goals. Under admin, executive session, number 1, discipline, potential discipline of an administrative employee, township employee.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Purchase orders.
I move we accept the purchase orders as I've read them and signed them and approve them.
I will second that. All in favor?
Well, just while it's under discussion, there's one that we did not sign, so we're not approving them. How do we do that?
What purchase order?
The one with the tax?
The executive session portion?
Yeah.
You're just approving all the purchase orders that we presented. Let's take that one out.
Okay.
So you can still just approve the POs as presented. And you took that out, so.
Okay. Oh, that's right, okay.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Warrants.
I'll make a motion that I review the warrants and sign them.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This brings us into our public comments and public questions section. Each public member, please state your name and address for the record, and you will be given 5 minutes to present on any topic that you would like to discuss.
Brian Ames, 2632 Brimfield Road. I heard some discussion about water draining off properties and collecting and causing a problem. I have recently become aware that there is a thing called a stormwater district that collects money that is supposed to deal with that problem. It's operated by the county engineer. A fellow named Jenkins out there is the person I'm talking to. And that sounds like,
What's his first name?
I don't know his first name right off the top of his head, but there's a fellow named Jenkins out there. And it sounds like that money is intended to deal with that sort of problem.
Private property or?
It's charged on all properties, so you can go on the auditor's website and see that those properties are being charged that fee, which is for that purpose. So
I'll make that call today.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that. Okay, any other public comments today?
Earl Carmody, 3770 Willowbrook Drive.
Well, I'm sorry, what was your first name, or your name?
Thurl, Thurl, Carmody.
Okay, all right.
So the other day, as my wife and I were walking our dog, the recycle truck came through right before we walked our dog, and we ended up with shattered glass throughout Willowbrook Drive and Tamarack Trail, which goes off Willowbrook. And we were in the process of picking up a lot of the shattered glass, but we ended up with more than we could handle by walking our dogs. So my wife went back to the house, called the recycling facility, and they just accepted a message, but they never called us back. She also called the township and reported that to the township office, and they said they were going to talk to Nick about that. But we feel that the recycling, putting shattered glass all down through the road, especially where they picked up containers and put them into their vehicles, there was shattered glass by every container. It was more than we could handle. I just wanted to make sure the township was aware of that.
Do you remember, what day was that? This is the
Monday.
first I heard of it. Monday?
Yep.
Okay, and that might have been because they knew I was coming in today, so. And that was on Willowbrook Drive?
Yes.
Is there still glass out on the road now?
I don't know, to tell you the truth. We haven't walked our dog the last day or so, but it was also on Tamarack Trail, more on Tamarack Trail than Willowbrook, but shattered glass, you know, if you're walking your dog or whatever, could injure the dog's paws, or who knows what would end up in people's tires.
Right. Well, no, I appreciate that update, and we'll have Dave, if you guys, your crew could drive by there sometime today and give me an update if there's still things out there.
We did pick up a lot of it, but like I said, there was a lot more there than we could pick up. Small shards up to probably a good inch in diameter.
Okay. Thank you for that, and we'll follow up with that. All right. Other public comments or questions? No? Okay. If not, we'll move on to safety concerns. Do we have any safety concerns? This will move us then into the business portion of our meeting for the department heads to give reports, and we will start with the police department.
Yep, thanks, Nick. A couple information items for the board before I get into a couple items that are going to require your approval this morning. Department recently partnered with Wired Blue. We made some updates to our department website. Kind of gave that a refresh. The appearance was kind of getting a little outdated, so we made a refresh to the layout and appearance on that site at brimfieldpolice.com. So when you get an opportunity to pull that up at your convenience, take a peek at that. Kind of tied in with that update to the website, we also have a resource for the department that's connected there. There's an app for the Brimfield Police Department. If you download the MyPD app from the Apple or Android store, you can download MyPD as an app, and there's a choice there to select the Brimfield Police Department. It's just another way for residents to connect with us. So the app is connected to the website update as well. Wanted to make the board aware we're going to be partnering with Kent State PD and Neomed PD, hosting an autism awareness training for first responders here in Portage County. That's going to be taking place actually tomorrow at Kent State University, and I enclosed a flyer with my report for you to take a look at that. But we are one of the host partners for that training workshop. We also have our Brimfield PD K9 Dining to Donate coming up, and that's taking place on Tuesday, March 10th, and that'll be once again at Applebee's. There's flyers available for that. We'll also have the flyer posted to our website and our social media feeds. So that day between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m., 15% of proceeds, if someone shows that flyer in person on their phone, 15% of proceeds will be donated back by Applebee's to our K9 program. Have a couple items that require the board's approval this morning. The first item we're going to send up your way is the updated Kent State University mutual aid agreement with Brimfield Township. That's from the Kent State University side. There's no changes that have been made to that agreement. They simply need to update it every X number of years, so there's just a new date frame for that, and that'll be good for another 4-year period. So I need signatures from the board members on that document, and I can send back to Kent State University. There's a spot for each of you to sign that.
So that isn't one of your motions that's out there, that's just a signature page?
Well, it'll require a signature. I think there's going to be a resolution that's required to be noted on that document.
Yeah, there's a
The board will need to
resolution.
note a resolution on that.
So I'll make a motion to approve the updated Kent State University Emergency Police Services Mutual Aid Agreements.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I do have something though. Did we skip the Brimfield Police Department communication contract?
That's next.
Is it out of order on your,
No, that's
This was a
right.
mutual aid agreement, the next one's gonna be a communications contract.
it's out of order on the agenda?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking
No,
at my
that's,
monthly
that's
report.
okay, I'm sorry, that's all right. My bad.
No, that was my bad. We're switching them up, that's okay.
I was trying to confuse me.
Here's this one, do you want to sign that?
I got another document I'm setting up for the board that's gonna require signatures. This is our 2020 Communications Services contract with Kent State University. That's the same agreement we've had in place with Kent State each year for our dispatch communication services. We get billed for that each year in April and October. That's just the updated document for 2020 that also requires a signature of our board members.
Is this the same
Just go to-
cost as,
Goes back to-
That's roughly the same cost. Usually there's a slight inflationary cost associated with that, but it's relatively the same.
so I'll make a motion to enter into an agreement for the 2020 communication service contract with Kent State University.
Second.
You should probably include the dollar amount in that.
I don't know that they've included
Oh,
a
you don't?
dollar amount in the document. I think that just, unless I saw that on maybe on page 3.
Yeah, no, that, on
They
page
did?
3, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
That's the full amount. It's billed twice in 2 payments, April and October each year.
Just so it's on the minutes.
What is that?
in an amount of $68,531.
That's 2 payments.
Was that's annual amount right there, right?
I think they bill us that twice, April and October of
So
each year.
it's actually 100 and...
Per
No,
year.
the total 60 is something.
Okay, so
divided
that's the
half.
annual amount.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a-
okay. Yeah, that figure will be cut.
So they only increased it by a few percent? Or?
Yeah, I'd have to pull up the other figure, Mike, but it's relatively close.
Okay. And you're satisfied with them?
I am.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, we did receive an invoice from Kent State for our records management payment that's coming up due for them. That's gonna be due by April 1st in the amount of $16,951. There's a one-time increase in this payment of $3,035. That accounts for the purchase of an additional records module that our department, along with Kent State PD, and the Portage County Sheriff's Office share the cost of. Usually that cost for the split payment is usually around $13,000 some change. But again, that additional 3 is just to account for the purchase of a new record module this year. It's a one-time cost. But I do need board approval to process this PO in the amount of $16,951.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment of $16,951 for the records management to Kent State University Police Services.
Okay, I'll second that for discussion.
So this would just be a one-time payment for that module?
Yeah, that one module is a new demographics profiling module that each department shared the cost of. So our 1/4 share of that was $3,000, but it's just a one-time cost.
Okay, so then our next payment will be
Back
around
down
13.
around 13 and some change.
Any other questions from the board?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chief, can you just get me a copy of that back?
Sure can.
When it's signed with the other?
With Kent State?
Yeah.
Sure, okay, I can do that. The final item I need board approval on is just to process a purchase order that's in the amount of $3,995. That's payable to ID Networks. That's our annual maintenance fee for our live scan fingerprinting system. It's an annual cost I bring to the board each year, but I just need to bring it to you for approval due to the dollar amount. So it's $3,995 payable to ID Networks for annual maintenance on our live scan.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment of $3,995 to ID Networks.
Second. I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's all I have at this time, unless you have any questions.
On the new PD app for the phones, do you have some information that you could possibly share with Rochelle so we can put it on our page too? Just because sometimes they only visit our page, not your page, or vice versa.
Yeah, I'll send it over to her, and I'll also send her a link. There's also a page on our website that kind of explains it as well, so I can send it over to her today.
Okay, perfect.
You got it?
Anything from anybody else?
I just have a quick observation, and this, we don't have to act on it, but if I was somebody in the public and I saw an agenda like this, why are we wasting paper to even give it to them? You're the only one who did it right. Your stuff's on there. But here, there's nothing, it just says reports, I mean, so why are we even passing these papers out? I really think whoever puts these together needs to spell it out, because I mean, I know we know, but don't you think it's fair that the public knows what they're,
Well, I think what
you know what I mean? I just think
Yeah.
we should do them the way we used to.
I think what Chief put on there is just action items.
Yes,
There was
that's
no
what-
action,
I know,
there's
but-
no under action under
But
fire.
I don't want us to be like the county. I wanna know what, I want these people to know what we're gonna talk about. I mean, that's, you know, it's just my thoughts. Okay. Should've had my meetings this morning.
Fire department.
Okay, just a couple updates and a couple things to talk about. Fire station update. I do have a meeting with the USDA regarding loans next Friday. They're gonna come up and meet with us, take a look at the fire station, take a look at the admin building, say yes you can, or no you can't, and we will loan you or we won't loan you. We've worked with the USDA for loans on the police department, vehicles. I think we're very happy with them, and with other, talking to other departments, if you can get a USDA loan, if it goes that way, that's the way you want to go. John, do you have any input on USDA?
We've just had experience, 3 of us on the board here with the USDA, and they've been great. So I know where that was before your time, but it was great to have them as a buffer. It was great to have complaints funnel through them where we didn't have to deal with contractors, and the financing was very, very fair. So I'm all for talking to USDA.
And let me say, this is just a step
Right.
from my education. I'm not saying that's what we're going with, it's just
They're
a
talking.
meeting with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So, just want to keep you informed on that. I also am bringing forward a recommendation for an architectural firm, which would be Moody Nolan. I'm not set in stone that that's who we're going with, but I want to allow them to know that we want to pursue further with them and see where that goes. I don't think I need a resolution or anything. I'm just bringing forward who I've talked to. I have talked to other firms and through scoring and speaking and interviewing, that's who we feel most comfortable with.
Where are they out of?
They're out of Columbus. To be honest with you, what made me feel most comfortable with them is they have built Suffield, Youngstown, and Kent fire stations. So I have good references from township trustees and fire chiefs of very close surrounding areas that say this is a good group.
And we did
So
put a,
that helped me with narrowing down that decision.
and the RFQ went out, and we had multiple
Mhm.
applicants, and then you scored those and
Yep.
interviewed based upon that.
Right. Right. Like I said, I don't think I need anything more than that. I just want to let you know that that's who I'm going to pursue and make a phone call and see what the next step is at their cost. I still say that I'm going to get away with that as far as I can. So we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
Really, that's the only thing for the fire department. I have a couple things going into administration, if I can just keep going with
Yeah.
that. So something that's come to light was the coronavirus. It's hot and heavy out there. It is not going away. It's actually getting worse. You do your research, it's a respiratory flu-like symptoms, spread through cough, just like a cold. We're the first people are gonna be called when someone has those symptoms, along with the PD and the government's entity by itself. Portage County, I've had sit-down talks with them. They have plans in place. If you go back to the coronavirus itself, there is no cure. So there's nothing they can do right now. But what they put in place is what is called a POD, for short, point of dispensing. And what they want to allow us to do, we need to sign a memorandum of understanding, is they would use our facility here as a site to distribute vaccinations for not just necessarily coronavirus if they get it, but other things. They would do 2 different ways of doing that. They would do an open point of dispensing and a closed point of dispensing, depending on what it is. Closed meaning they take care of the township employees first to help take care of the public. Open would mean it would be open to the public, depending on what they would give. It's no cost to us, it just has to have a memorandum of understanding through Brimfield Township and Portage County Health Department saying we agree that we'll take your help.
But they would take the safety forces first, because you guys are,
Right,
I
that's
mean,
okay.
From the police to the fire to the
Yeah,
road department.
Yes, if they would vaccinate us first, knowing that we have to go out to the public, and then if the vaccination is large enough to dispense to the public, they would do it for everybody. So. just
Wouldn't we
depends
better
on
be
what it
better
is.
off using the community center simply because we're inviting people that have a virus to come into our safety forces and it's like bringing the virus in? Why not bring it down there where you don't?
Sure,
have
I don't know if they,
Oh, there's
Necessarily.
no Cassie under the bus.
You're not allowed to go down there and look at it.
yeah, I mean, I can talk about that if it comes
It
to
just-
that point.
It's
I
like
think
we-
it's an agreement just between, the township's gonna give them a point of distribution.
Right, but I was just thinking that would be the community center more than this room.
So those are the benefits of what they're trying to
Okay.
do. So if we're all in agreement, I'd like that signed, but piggybacking onto that, it's kind of scary time right now, because I've been trying to get N95 masks, so when we go out on, if we get called for the flu, I want the guys wearing masks, can't get them. I can't find a cheap one, an expensive one, call the hospitals, if they don't have them, they're out. And I think they're from China, so probably why you can't get them, but, you know, it's something that is scary, it's because we're gonna need them.
Well, that report I was reading this morning says how they're really concerned about the U.S. having drugs
Right,
because China is just sucking them all down.
right. In my stocks. Worry about my stocks.
Buy more now.
So, all right, so you're gonna continue looking in and getting masks as best as we can?
Yeah, they're gonna provide me, so what happens is if they deem it a certain level of threat, the state has a plethora of masks, but they won't give those out until it's deemed that. So there is protection out there, I can't get it right now, I can't find it on Amazon, I can't find it anywhere. So,
Like I said, you can't get any of those supplies on Patriot Supply or anything. There's
Nope. in the
1
count,
2 months.
in the
delay.
county, even though we operate under their med control, I don't blame them for this. They're saying, hey, we're keeping them for the hospitals, so they're not
What?
giving them away.
As this whole thing evolves, I mean, I'm telling you, we might have to have a work session with someone from the health department. I mean, because I'm worried about you guys.
Mhm.
I'm worried about, you know, I mean, in China, they're doing meetings, like I was telling you, over telephones. I
Well-
mean, there's a point where, I mean, as we want to be as transparent as we can, but, you know,
Well, I'll be honest with
You
you.
got an
I
infected
thought it was going to stay
population.
there, and now it seems to be getting worse daily. So we need to be prepared.
well, they did send over a vaccine to start human trials in
Yes.
June.
So anyways, that's if you guys are in agreement with that, I just need to.
Well, then we need
signature
to,
on that.
well, first I need to make a motion to amend the agenda so that we can do a memorandum of understanding. So a motion to amend the agenda under admin number 5, memorandum of understanding with health district.
I will second that.
Hang on, and then I also want to add number 6, notification of public, another talking point.
Oh,
Okay, well,
I
let's
have
do
that
them one
next.
at a time.
We need
Yeah,
seven.
well, these are
Okay.
agenda
Okay.
amendments.
I was
We
going
need
to
to-
piggyback
Okay.
into that one. next.
7. We need Todd over there.
Okay, 7 is regional planning
Right.
contract.
And you don't have to sign this?
Well, hang on, let's finish this motion first.
Okay, I'd like to make that motion.
And we need
It's
a
already
second.
made.
This is just to amend.
Amendment.
I second it.
Oh, Mike,
Mike
second.
seconded it, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and then
So number 5 was.
memorandum of understanding.
The health department.
Yeah. Number 6 was notification of public. So we'll have to come back to this in a minute. That's what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Okay, I just wanted to say one more point on this
Okay.
when we get to that.
And then 7.
Regional planning.
All those in favor? You already approve it?
Yeah, we approved it.
Yes. We have a vote?
Yeah, we
Okay.
voted already. Yeah, okay.
We already voted on that.
All right.
Back to this?
Yeah, if you want to finish with your comment.
Okay, I don't need this signed by the trustees. This is actually signed by me and Roy.
Okay.
And Roy's name's, I'm sorry, I
No, you're
didn't
fine.
notify you. They want the police and the fire chief to be the points of contact.
Okay.
So that's what they requested. I actually don't need your signature, you're just on it.
Okay.
So
So just so we,
I'll send this into the county.
just so we stay in order, we'll come back.